Have you been diagnosed with depression before? Depression can differ in type and severity. Not every person who is depressed may be lethargic and tend to stay in their room sleeping all day. They may very well be the people that you laugh with and see every day, be that at school, work, or just around your neighborhood. After all, there are signs that you may not be aware of that point to worsening depression. Before we begin, please note the following disclaimer, as we will be discussing content and topics related to self-harm and suicidal thoughts. With that said, let's review 8 signs your depression is becoming severe. Number 1, feelings of anhedonia. Anhedonia is defined as the lack of pleasure in doing things that you used to find fun and engaging. It's usually brought on by tragic events or depression, and it can leave you feeling bored, numb, empty, or more tired than usual, which may have an adverse effect on your energy and motivation to complete work, school, or even just to enjoy yourself. Number 2, pushing others away. When your depression gets severe, you may find yourself shying away from family or friendly events, ignoring texts, hiding in your room, and isolating yourself due to your feelings may be necessary if you need space for a little bit. But when you find yourself actively pushing others away, then it may be a telltale sign of worsening depression. If you're in the habit of pushing others away, it can make them feel confused or even upset if they don't know the reason why. And if you tend to struggle with pushing friends away, be sure to inform them of your boundaries. Telling others that sometimes you feel depressed and don't want to hang out may help them respect your space. Doing your best to let them know when you need them, and letting them know that you're going through a tough time and don't want them to feel as though you're ignoring them, can be an effective way of letting your loved ones know how you're doing without going too deep into the subject. Number 3, hefty mood swings. Do you tend to fly off the hook at the slightest provocation? Mood swings can be common in those with deepening depression. It can cause you to lose touch with your emotions, either feeling overly sensitive or overly upset at those around you due to small inconveniences or issues that may pop up. While mood swings from happiness, anger, or sadness may be indicative of other potential underlying issues, it can also be a sign that your depression is becoming more severe. Making sure to recognize when you feel your emotions swinging and trying to journal how they affect you and what sort of things may or may not have set you off is a fantastic way to help approach your feelings and to try to understand what some of your potential triggers may be. Number 4, not eating a bite or eating too many bites. Undereating is a common symptom among those with depression, as is overeating. Some people may feel as though they are simply not hungry and don't want to eat, which can happen when you're extremely low energy, you've overslept, or you're having difficulty processing your emotions or moving out of bed. While staying away from food may be a result of a person's inability to bring themselves to eat when they feel anxious or depressed, overeating may also be used as a coping mechanism for those who find comfort in food. Figuring out if you're neglecting your daily intake, whether it be too much or too little, and finding substitutes and addressing the situation may help you find a better balance. Our bodies run on food, and it's important to find a healthy balance of vitamins and minerals without starving or over-encumbering our bodies. Reach out to a doctor or other trained professional to help you find out what approaches you can take when you eat to help you provide your body with the proper energy it needs to live a healthier lifestyle. Number 5, suicidal thoughts. Thoughts of suicide can come about for so many different tragic reasons. While it's normal to feel upset or sad when things don't go well, such as after a devastating breakup or not meeting life goals or the passing of a loved one, suicidal thoughts may be from feeling that the pain or lack of emotions you experience is unsolvable. As depression deepens, it's typical for people to report feelings of not wanting to be alive anymore, of isolating themselves, and otherwise having a drastic change in mood or behavior for the worse. While these feelings and constant bombarding emotions may be overwhelming, thoughts of suicide are never to be taken lightly, regardless of the reason. If you or someone you know is struggling with suicidal thoughts, please use the resources section at the bottom of this video. If you're in emotional distress, struggling with suicidal thoughts, or for any other severe mental health reason, you're always welcome to call the hotline to speak with someone who cares right away, 24/7. Number 6, self-sabotage. Have you done things knowing that it will hurt your health or future? refusing to let yourself live up to your potential, making decisions while knowing it involves a lot of risks, or even just taking negative consequences as they come without any regard for your own well-being may be dire signs of self-sabotage. If possible, it may be helpful to take some time to start projects or necessary items a few weeks before they're due, or write down why what you're doing is important to your life, since sometimes it can help combat the meh feelings you may have and help break the cycle of self-sabotage. Number 7, self-harm. Some people may choose to self-harm or think about self-harm for a variety of reasons, whether it's an attempt to process certain hard emotions or punish themselves for perceived wrongdoings, or to feel control over their lives, or to try to cope with certain traumas. There's no shortage of reasons why this may occur. While self-harm can be performed in a number of different ways, be it mental or physical, it's not a long-term solution to the depressed feelings you may have. It could help to understand other options that help relieve some of your pain, to gain control, or to eliminate feelings of guilt or helplessness, especially when your depression is really bad. There is one protocol where you tie a small rubber band around your wrist and gently pull on it, letting it rebound against your skin, as a tool to help keep intrusive or consistent thoughts of self-harm from appearing so often. Or taking a small ice cube and putting it in the palm of your hand and squeezing it may also help keep your mind off the self-harm tendencies, but be sure to always consult a professional for any particular advice, as everyone's situation is different and so unique. And number 8, being stuck in your bed. Are you always tired? Even though it's common for everyone to want a few more minutes of sleep in the morning, feeling stuck, trapped, or so lethargic that you feel mentally and physically unable to tackle the day is not. Whether it's sleeping in for most of the day to avoid feeling pain, or as an escape to your reality, it may be a sign that your depression is worsening. Taking a break and getting plenty of sleep is helpful, but there is such a thing as too much sleep. Sleeping too much can lead to increased anxiety and depression, and it is associated with an increased risk of stroke, diabetes, coronary heart disease, and more. So did you relate to any of these points or find them helpful? Your viewership and interaction helps us make free psychology more accessible to everyone in the world, including you. So please feel free to leave any comments below with your story, how your story with depression has gone, and how the video may have helped you or someone you know in any way. Thank you, Psych2Goers. And if you find this video helpful, be sure to like, subscribe, and share it with those who might benefit from it. Don't forget to hit the notification bell icon to get notified whenever Psych2Go posts a new video. The references and studies used in this video are added in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in our next video.